Post Media here in the WeatherTech paddock with Ty and Vanderheim. Ty, the JDC Miller Porsche has been looking real fast all weekend. How do you feel that speed's going to correlate into next week?
It's difficult to say because everybody is playing around the BOP and speed. So I think we have to watch how the qualifying and next week goes. I think today and yesterday is just trying out, get a bit of mileage done, checking if the car is okay, and then the most of it we will see later in the race.
News broke that y'all are not running the new Evo kit that like the factory guys are running.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's going to give y'all some kind of advantage maybe while they're having to figure it out to come next week?
That's for us the reason why we stick with it. We're used to it the last years, and that's why we just for this big race even we just want to stick with it and see how it goes.
Last year y'all opted for a 4-driver lineup. This year 3. Kalen Frederick joins y'all, new to the team.
Yeah.
You have Nico Pino returning. How do you feel that a sort of new but also experienced team is on build for next week?
It's going to be hectic, because we were at 3 and normally you're at 4. You have a bit more rest. But I think we have a young and quick team. I think for Kalen it just needs time to get a bit of experience under his belt, especially in this car and this track in the night. But I think we're working on that and it should be fine later on.
All right, folks, that's Ty and Vanderheim with us as we look forward to the race next week. Speedway Post Media here in the paddock with Kalen Frederick. FP3 just wrapped up. How do you feel with the car and getting up to grips with a new car for you?
Yeah, so far so good. I've had quite a lot of run time. It's been nice. The team, they've done a good job fitting me in almost every session. This was the first session that I haven't run so far. So we've had some good run time. Looking forward to the night practice coming up. So that's the only thing that I haven't really done so far. Gotten a bit of everything. Still need to work on some stuff, obviously, but so far, so good, yeah.
Kalen, you come from the world of open wheel, a lot of success in Japan and Europe.
Mm-hmm.
How has this been for you making a different style of driving from the open wheel to now a really high downforce prototype?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of similarities with the downforce, right? It's a heavier car. I think the biggest thing is the systems. There's so many different systems on the car you've got to be able to use during the race to manage different things. And that's the biggest part. You can get used to driving any car almost. There are a lot of differences, obviously. But for me, it's the systems, the traffic management during the race, and also the length of the race. It's more of a long format as opposed to a sprint, which is what the Formula car is, yeah.
You come with a lineup with 2 very experienced drivers, Nico Pino, Ty and Vanderheim. How much have you been able to lean on them? Obviously, weren't at the test they had back in November, but how has this roar been for you just getting up to speed in terms with the team?
Yeah, no, they've been great, really helpful. Obviously, Nico not only has experience in the GTP, but also in the hypercar in Europe, so they both have quite a lot of experience. And yeah, I'm just leaning on them as much as I can. And for the setup stuff, consulting with them, make sure that what they feel correlates to what I'm feeling, because obviously I don't have anything to base that off of, right? So they've been great. They have a lot of experience, and that's what you need. Just trying to get as many laps as possible, so I have my own references, my own experience, right? And yeah, we'll see how the race goes.
You're signed on for the Endurance Cup this year, new tracks, but with you doing this, is this closing the door in open wheel and wanting to move more into the endurance side?
Yeah, most likely. My actual plan was to be racing in Europe, maybe LMP2 or something this year, but then this opportunity with JDC came up, and we obviously had to take it. So most likely, yeah. Once you make that step, you tend to not come back, right? So that's probably the plan.
All right, guys. Kalen Frederick here. I want to thank him for coming on, and be sure to look out for number 85, JC Miller Motorsports Porsche 963 next week in the Rolex 24. Thank you, Kalen.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Speedway Post Media here in the paddock with factory Porsche driver Matty Campbell. Matt, we're in the second day of the Roar. We just finished our 4th session. The Porsches look extremely fast. From your perspective, how do you feel?
So far, so good. I mean, everyone's been running through their program, obviously leading up to the race and making sure we're cycling through all our spare parts and so forth. But so far, we've had no issues. Everything's been going smooth and according to plan. So obviously, we'll get our first experience tonight with some nighttime running. So a different condition and something more closer to what we'll experience next week in the race event. So it'll be more predictive tonight of what to expect for next week in terms of, let's say, performance and everything like that.
Obviously, this week we're running the new Evo kit with the Porsche. The JDC is running the older Evo kit. Talk about maybe some of the differences between the new Evo kit. How do you think it'll play into effect come next week?
Yeah, the new Evo kit's just a little bit of fine tuning overall, making it a little bit nicer in all the areas. I mean, it's not a huge step, but for sure it's just the small details and the 1% is just trying to make it a little bit better of a car overall. So obviously it's the first race for the kids, so we don't know what to truly expect. And of course, Cadillac, Acura also have updates, BMW, so we're not the only one, so everyone will for sure make a similar progression as well.
Obviously, this year you've moved down to endurance role. Does that open the door for more GT opportunities with Porsche across in Europe?
Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, obviously, a few less races this year in LMDH, so more opportunity to do some GT events, and it's obviously still early in the year, so European season starts so late, so still plenty of time to get some stuff sorted.
What would it mean to you to add a Rolex to your collection?
I mean, you always want to win this one. Obviously, first race of the year, our big race of the year in IMSA Championship. So luckily enough, I've already got 2 at home, but it's always been nice to have a third.
Speedway Pulse Media, that's Matt Campbell, driver for Porsche Penske Motorsports. Matt, well, thank you for coming on. Good luck to you next week.